I started this story when you asked the question
about a gift.
About why do I see that as a gift,
Mm-hmm.
and through that whole process, I learned about the love of God.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about the brevity of life, the importance of relationships. I will, if I got time to spend with my kids, I'm there, kind of thing. And so Zach gives a little talk he does at churches called "When Grace Equals Cancer," and it's pretty moving. He's not an orator. He's just a kid. He's not a kid anymore, but sharing his story. And he got to go ahead and finish grad school in seminary, and he is now a Christian clinical counselor. And,
well, he was just married when he was diagnosed, wasn't he?
No, he'd been married right out of college.
Okay.
Married his high school sweetheart, who came to Christ in our living room. Through my wife.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yep.
So it's all about one-on-one relationships.
Well, that's not all about it, but that's part of it. We feel like relationships, people feeling loved, and it's God using us to demonstrate channels of His grace and love to others, and keeping the focus on Jesus, and equipping people. See, ministry needs to be put on the, I call it keeping the cookies on the bottom shelf. Everybody can have a ministry. It's not for the professionals. It's not for the pastor up front. Everyone can be discipled. The purpose of the Navigators is, or the calling, our calling is to, I just went blank, to advance the gospel of Jesus and His kingdom into the nations through generations of laborers living and discipling among the lost. So we keep that in the lost. We keep that idea of generations, 2 Timothy 2:2.
Mm-hmm.
The good news of Jesus and His kingdom is central, and knowing Christ and making Him known.
Our team kind of beamed when you said everybody can have a ministry.
Yeah.
This was Brett's thought years ago about having a telecast ministry, and it's
Mm-hmm.
come to fruition. Elizabeth thought about having her own ministry, and it came to fruition. And Gwen.
Mm-hmm. And as you are going, where the Great Commission is, go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all I have commanded you, and then He's with us. So, a lot of people say, it says go therefore, but really a better translation might be as you are going.
Mm-hmm.
So whether I'm a doctor, a full-time missionary, or whatever you want to call me,
Mm-hmm.
or a pastor, or a ditch digger, I had a whole group of guys who were roofers, and we did Bible study together. I had a bunch, and someone couldn't read, or I did a thing in a group with unbelievers in a auto body repair place, and I did it with some guys who were they were computer programmers, brilliant guys, geniuses on the
Mm-hmm.
computer, and fascinating stories of guys who were the kind of guys that have the atheist, the Darwin fish labels, and
The true intellectuals.
What I call the militant atheists, not just the doubters, but the
Mm-hmm.
militant
Oh,
atheists.
okay.
I had some of those in there, and those guys, one of them came to Christ. It was just exciting,
Oh, yeah.
And what we did when I went in, the owner of the company was a guy I had discipled early on, and once he